Hey everyone, I've got an exciting story for you, so stay tuned. Hey everyone, I have a pretty interesting story and it has to do with my family. Well, first of all, yesterday I talked about my diagnoses. And I kept on trying to wrap my head around the cholesterol and how I've already got problems with my heart, and they always ask you family, heart disease, anything. And so a few years ago, I got on Ancestry.com. And I was looking for, anything that could help me find out anything about my history, my family history, because there's nobody else around that could help me. So when I went on Ancestry.com, I came across my grandmother. Well, yeah, she was my grandmother. My grandmother's death certificate. And I can't remember. She'd be about 100 years old now, I think. I think she was 15 when she had my mom. I'm not sure. I know my dad's mom was 15 when she had him. Anyway, so that was pretty cool news that I could give to my doctors. Because, first of all, she died with heart failure. Second of all, she was going to die anyway with gastric cancer. But they didn't know that till they did a biopsy on her. Or, till they did that, not biopsy, autopsy, I think. Till they did an autopsy on her. And then it made me start thinking, well, and I told the doctors, well, my uncle on my dad's side died with colon, my uncle on my mom's side died with colon cancer. So I already have my grandmother, which was my mom's mom, had gastric cancer, stomach cancer. And then her brother died with colon cancer. So there's a double whammy. So anyway, so the doctors keep up with me very, very closely. And so now I don't have a colon, so I don't have to worry about colon cancer. Now we just have to watch my stomach. And I think that's why they did a stomach biopsy on me when I went in on the 17th for my permanent gastric stimulator. But a cute little story, because this was interesting. And I'd only been told stories because he died way before I was ever born. I never met my grandparents, much less my great-grandparents. Actually, I think my great-grandfather was still alive when I was born, but I don't think I ever met him. I'm not sure. And I could have, but I don't know. So anyway, so we have this little paper. It's not going around anymore. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's because you didn't have to pay for it, so maybe they just ran out of funds. There was this article in the Snitch. It was written by a Western Kentucky University professor. And it had in there that a Morgantown mayor, police officer, and I don't know, I gave him all the titles, said that he was in a shootout down at the square on Main Street, and was in a shootout. Well, we know this is true. I mean, that's part of it. But Butler County's, that's part of Butler County's history, and that was my grandfather. And the bullet went through a little, like a little 5 and dime, except you're not shopping in there. It's just you go sit on a stool, you order your food and get a soda or a milkshake, you know, one of those little places like back in the 50s, 60s type place. And they still had, and I think they took it out. It was still there when I lived in Butler County, and I left Butler County, Butler County, in '99, and I'm not quite sure when they took that down, but they kept the glass, and they still have the bullet. So anyway, my ex-husband had heard one of his coworkers talking about this, and he said, "Where's this?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, it's in Morgantown. It's cop, you know." And he said, "I know the stories. My wife, or actually, I don't know if we were still married then or not. Who knows? Because we were separated from 2001 to 2003. Actually, 2000 and 2003, I kicked him out. But anyway, he got the snitch, and he brought it to me, and I was reading it, and I seen the first picture I'd ever seen of this man, ever, my entire life. I'm 4'10". My grandfather was 5'3". He was a small man, but he's like me. He's a spitfire, and he got a lot of stuff accomplished. But it was interesting to read some of the things because he was hard on people, but people knew when he came around, you better calm your ass down or he was going to take you to jail. He beat the crap out of my grandfather, and some people say that him beating my grandfather, well, he was alcoholic, and they don't know if him beating him or whatever, every time he come in drunk or be drunk or whatever, if that contributed to it or not. But yeah, he was a city mayor. He was a chief of police, and there was something else. They called him Uncle John, because his name is John Smith. Hold on. But I can't remember a whole lot right now, because you know how it is when your body's exhausted, you can't think. Anyway, so I hate this. This makes me feel so stupid. It does. It's embarrassing. Somebody help me. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, I'm gonna go on. So anyway, whenever people would hear his name, they straighten up. And at the end, they had a couple more pictures, and at the end, it is said in there that he raised the standards of police lawful acts or whatever, because he followed the law and he enforced it. So he set the standards for law enforcement, and I thought that was pretty daggone cool. So then I looked the professor up, and I contacted him, and he sent me a bunch of pictures of my grandfather, and I thought that was pretty cool. And I had I had a cousin, I'm sure he's still there, who lives in Auburn, California. Well, my uncle, which was his dad, the one died with colon cancer. His name was John A. Smith. But I don't know if he's a third. I don't know, because see, I don't know a lot about my family. My family's kind of messed up. It's not. You have some people that are adopted, and some people are just. It's crazy. But I thought that was a pretty cool, you know. It was really cool to see that, and you know, you'd be in Morgantown and talk to people, and you know, and tell them, oh yeah, well, do you remember Uncle John Smith, and the elderly people? Oh yeah, I remember him, and they would give you all these stories, but now, like my friend, her stepdad and his siblings were in a couple of years ago, and they grew up in Morgantown, and I think they're in their 60s maybe, and of course, yeah, they're 20 years older than me, so I really didn't think 20, 30 years older than me. I didn't know for sure, but I thought maybe they might have heard some of the stories, and nothing. So I guess the group of people that lived there and had witnessed it, I guess they're all gone now. So I mean, you know, that's kind of sad, because you know, I enjoyed hearing the stories and being part of that family. Yeah, guess he but anyway, I wish that paper was still going around. See, I can't even call him now to get more of those papers. I have one, and I try to keep it preserved. So, and that is what I was going to talk to you guys about today. I thought it was pretty cool. I brought it up again today, just reminiscing, and thought, hey, let's kind of get off track a little bit today, talk about something neat. So, I hope you guys have a good day. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, follow at the bottom of my comments down there, my introduction or whatever, and subscribe and like. If you subscribe, I'll subscribe back to you. Bye.